into backcourt, Jeremy Lin. And at center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Asik in at the fourth. And for Sacramento, the guards, Vasquez and McLemore. And the big fella inside out of the University of Kentucky, the unbelievably gifted and powerful pivot man, DeMarcus Cousins.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
And for all the Kings fans, what a great victory. Former three-time NBA All-Star and Sacramento native son, Mayor Kevin Johnson, instrumental in securing financing for the new arena, and Steve campaigning with the league's owners to keep the team in Northern California.
I think it surprised everyone, Kevin. Seattle made such a strong bid. I think most people felt the team would end up in Seattle, but Johnson did his job. Sacramento stepped up to the plate, and I think it's great that the Kings get to keep their team, and hopefully Seattle will end up with one in the next couple of years.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Well, you know, prior to last season, there were several teams that considered trading for James Harden. There was a question, though, over for how much they were prepared to give up, and some question if he could be the first option on the team. That question's been answered.
Houston, a whole new five on the floor. In the season before last, Harden won Sixth Man of the Year. But, guys, do you think that because Harden came off the bench in Oklahoma City that some underestimated his talent?
Well, I don't think anybody underestimated his talent. I think it was pretty apparent what he could do. But, you know, scouts have watched him ever since his Arizona State days. You can see he had star potential. Now he's getting the opportunity in Houston to fulfill that.
That is not enough coverage. You got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Shot's good. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Here's Monty Eunice from down in the low post. It goes. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Thomas goes in to the inside and stolen by Garcia. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Monty Eunice. No dice from the high post. He got it up. So at the end of one quarter of play to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Well, Kevin, probably his greatest value lies in his tremendous three-point shooting. When he's out on the perimeter, it gives them the ability to really stretch the defense out.
And I don't think we can talk about him without also mentioning his tendency to just erupt and string together a bunch of baskets in a row. Let's go!
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, for Jeremy Lin, 2 seasons ago, it was one of the most abrupt ascents into stardom the league has ever seen. For Lin, though, it wasn't all roses. He said, quote, "I saw how fame changed how people looked at me, and I hated it. I went into a shell. But over time, I was able to get a better perspective." He said, quote, "I won't let any of my friends become a fan. They can support me, but they can't treat me differently than they would treat someone else. And guys, now on a new team, Lin might just be happier now that the hoopla has settled a bit."
Well, Doris, that fan passion can cut both ways. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stand
out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle. Tell you what, you've got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, and then when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
And Asik kicks to Lin, and the layup's good off the glass. Lin's got his first basket. 1:02 left in the second quarter. Here's Vasquez. It's blocked. Second shot opportunity. No good from Cousins.
And excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
But they get it back. Ashik, the pass to Garcia. Offensive rebound. Here's Howard. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
Vasquez, that's good.
They're working in closer to the bucket here in the second.
Yeah, Clark, the threes really weren't falling early, and sometimes seeing a few easy ones go down can get your offense back into a groove.
Here's McLemore. Rejected by Parsons. And now in transition is Garcia. Here we go. That's good. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Here's Vasquez. And the shot is good. Vasquez has got 9 points.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
And we're through 2 here and a good one. Kings lead by 4.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. It's been a great Sunday of basketball so far. The Kings playing well up to the break. They've benefited from some excellent contribution from their bench, providing scoring in bunches when called upon. It's been a major advantage. Isaiah Thomas getting it done through 2 quarters. He's got 6 points and also has contributed with his passing, making some assists. A tough matchup, but the Rockets are staying afloat. The second chance buckets certainly adding up in this one. They pounded the offensive glass. James Harden making his presence felt early. He's got 6 points, and his defense has been very solid. He's been bothering shots. He's keeping his hands active, making it difficult for guys to score on. Thanks so much for joining me here in studio. Second half action is coming right up. We hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Back into the playoffs last season, but really it wasn't because they were a tough team on the road. They only had 16 wins away from Houston last season.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, for Dwight Howard, a perfect fit with head coach Kevin McHale. So often, head coaches are former point guards, but in McHale, a Hall of Fame power forward. Howard has a coach he can quite literally see eye to eye with. And McHale is one of the all-time great post-up scorers. And for Dwight Howard, he said that was the biggest reason for his decision to come to Houston. Saying, quote, I felt it would really help him develop. Guys, back to you.
Don't see many great back-to-the-basket big men these days. He's one of the best, certainly. And Clark, as you were talking about, the Rockets weren't nearly as troublesome to teams last year when they found themselves in the away locker room. Mostly, Steve, it came down to their offense not having quite as much punch.
Well, most teams don't score as much on the road as they do at home, but for the Rockets, 5 points away, it's pretty dramatic. And I think that was one of the reasons why we saw them struggle when they left Houston and tried to get a win.
Carl Landry's checked. Here is Vasquez. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Good. Vasquez has got 11.
And they made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start.
Part of the game, important to go over the strategies that are working and those that are needed in terms of adjustments. And, of course, the opportunity, guys, to get hydrated with Gatorade before coming back out of the floor. We've seen some good action so far, and there's more of it to come.
Yeah, this game has been physical, it's been fast, it's been high-paced. So anytime you're in a situation like this where it's really a hard-fought game, critical to keep yourself hydrated throughout.
Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
And, yeah, another turnover, and we've seen this a lot today. I mean, this team has not brought it. No focus, no energy. That's why they're getting blown out.
Thomas hits the bucket. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter.
You take a look at the offense for the Kings last season, there are some things to build on here, guys. 4th in the NBA in fast break points, top 4 in points in the paint. Those are good numbers to build your offensive foundation around.
But for the Kings, I think Coach Mike Malone will try to get them to play a little more unselfishly, Steve, especially at the offensive end.
Yeah, they had a team last year that just seemed to be jacking up shots. As a team, a lot of isolation basketball. It was not pretty to watch.
And Beverly kicks to Parsons. And they lose in no time, getting those 3 points back. Parsons got 5 now.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
On defense, Houston, they trail by 11. And the basket by 5.
3-point shot is a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they sure have gotten hot from out there.
It's Harden with the drive. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. Sacramento leading by 11. Thomas dishes to Hayes. The pass to Selmans. And again, Sacramento converted.
Shot quality is very good here, and they're making most of them this half.
Oh, the way they're converting on seemingly every shot, I wouldn't be surprised to see their field goal percentage just keep going up.
It's thrown by Selmans. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Thomas, good.
They're straying away from the 3-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many 3-pointers in this half.
No good from Howard.
Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very good.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Kings.
I thought we might see a little defensive adjustment at halftime, but the fast break continues to be effective.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. And they've been turning those turnovers into points. Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Thornton, who's guarded by Howard. Here's Vasquez. And it's off from 3-point range. Rockets trail by 17. Parsons on the wing. Shot is off. Some solid defense from Thornton. Kicks it to Landry. Now the feed to Vasquez. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
Beverly shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Beverly's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Rockets.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain.
Yes, I does that.
Crisp pass.
1:35 left to play here in the 4th. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He wants to make sure they stay to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Smith. And it's Garcia in for Chandler Parsons. Kings leading now by 15. Thomas kicks to McLemore. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Leads him in there. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, what I like about him, Kevin, is he knows who he is. I mean, he's an energy guy. Plays with a physicality about him, just toughness and grit. And he knows that's his ticket to playing time on the floor, and he does his best every single night.
And one other thing, I like his vision when he's posting up. Being able to score down there is just part of being an effective post player. You got to punish him for doubling up on you, too.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Rockets. Dishes it to Ush. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
When you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about Man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball? And the Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
Sacramento making a switch here. Landry's checked in.
The action does. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust.
If it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Here's Lynn. Banked in off the glass.
The action does. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust.
Earlier in the game, it might have made a big difference.
You know, I think a big reason behind the run, Steve, is that they're not getting pressured as much by the defense now that the game's all but finished.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Left side, Parsons.
He tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Both free throws good from Parsons. 19 seconds left in the fourth. Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
And here's Thornton outside. It's rebounded by Houston. They push it up 4 on 3. Parsons dishes to Moniunas. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And this